Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our final closing session of the Enterprise Summit, hosted by our frontrunner city of Poznan. We're delighted to have come to the end of this part of the journey and to have welcomed over 600 unique participants from 65 different countries over the last 2 days. So that is an absolutely phenomenal result, which we're absolutely delighted with. So in this session, and we only have a half an hour, so thank you for staying with us. We're just going to recap on some of the highlights of the last 2 days for the city of Poznan. And we'd also like to invite you to add into the chat some of the highlights for you, for policymakers, for enterprises, for our cities. Please enter into the chat what has been the highlight for you. And also, we have one more summit coming up in Genk, which we're going to hear about shortly. So what, if anything, you would like to see us do a little bit differently, perhaps, in the last summit? And of course, what we really hope we will be able to do differently in the last summit is actually meet in person. So I'm very much looking forward to talking to the Deputy Mayor of Genk, who's going to tell us a little bit more about the fantastic summit that they're already starting to plan, coming up on the 28th of April and the 28th and 29th of April next year, I think. Before going to Genk, though, allow me to introduce you to our final speakers on this closing panel, which includes Grzegorz Kaminski, the Mayor of Poznan's Plenipotentiary for European Funds. Hi, Grzegorz.
Hello.
Hi, you're very welcome. And I'd also like to invite the Deputy Mayor of Genk, Toon van Dorsen. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but you can, I'll have it perfect by next year, Toon. And of course, we couldn't have done this without, over the last couple of days, Natalia Badajczuk, our Connecting Nature lead in the city of Poznan, who is going to be very happy in a half an hour's time, right? Great job, Natalia. So, Natalia, how about we start with you as our Connecting Nature lead from the city of Poznan? You have been eating, sleeping and breathing the summit over the last couple of weeks in particular. Now that we're nearly at the end, could I just ask you perhaps to tell us what have been the highlights for you?
Thank you, Siobhan. And certainly it was a milestone for our work in the Connecting Nature project. We are at the point when we had developed already and implemented some specific nature-based solutions, and we can now share it with our experience with our colleagues within the municipality and also with the follower cities. So we are a bit more, I think we are very much mature in this project at the moment with our team. What is the very important highlight is that we started developing our strategy of enhancing nature-based entrepreneurship in Poznan. And one of its key activities actually took place during this summit, because we launched the capacity building workshops that we want to continue with reference to different nature-based enterprises. And what is also very important for us as the city specialists is that it becomes more and more important and already evidence-based that nature-based solutions, they actually bring money. We saw it in the white paper that was debated, and now it provides us a very practical argument to influence decision makers and to plea for more nature-based solutions in our city.
That is a very good point, actually. And in fact, I completely agree with you. This is one of the reasons why we organised this summit, because so much attention. We're delighted to see nature-based solutions mainstreamed on the agendas of policies worldwide, and in particular in terms of climate change and biodiversity loss. So we're increasingly aware of the benefits in terms of the environment and in terms of the benefits for health and well-being. But I think really today and over the last 2 days with the Connecting Nature Enterprise Summit, we've really highlighted the benefits, the potential benefits of nature-based solutions from an economic perspective, for job creation, for innovation, for enterprises, and are really powerful. And I've had lots of feedback, by the way, on the messages from the two mayors from Poland yesterday about their, how passionate young people are about this subject and how it's really important that we provide them with alternative career paths in nature-based enterprises in the future. So some really, really powerful messages coming out over the last couple of days. Can I just ask you what's going to happen next? I mean, we're only, it doesn't end here, I hope. What happens next?
Well, in terms of our Connecting Nature Summit, of course, it's not the end, because all the sessions were recorded and they will be available online on the Connecting Nature website in the coming days. So if the participants opted for follow-up, we will let them know about what is going on the website. And of course, we are not stopping with the community workshops, which took place yesterday morning, and they will be continuing. However, we will give the ambassadors of the communities a bit of a break over the summer that they really deserve. But then there will be another webinar in each community happening in the autumn. So please, everyone interested, make sure that you are registered for relevant communities to get updates, and do not hesitate to get in touch with the ambassadors directly.
Brilliant, thank you.
What was there more? What? Sorry.
Were you going to add another highlight there?
Well, I just wanted to ask maybe now, Siobhan, before we move on. So what are your highlights for the day? Because you participate in the sessions, in the workshops, you moderated, you chaired plenary sessions. So what is the highlight for you?
Well, actually, I think, thank you for asking, Natalia. And actually, I can see one of the messages coming through on chat, which I think would resonate very much with my own opinion. I think this comes through from Roisin, who said that one of the highlights was seeing the wonderful collaboration and work of the creation and the development of the white paper. The fact that the EC is responding and leading on our global transition to harmony with nature, and that we will be co-creating solutions. So that was a thank you, Roisin, for that message. That's very much, I have to say, resonates with my own opinion. We're putting this topic very clearly on the agenda. We're working with enterprises. Very clear message that cities were at the forefront of this development, and that it's very much a global perspective. Delighted to see 30 speakers, Portuguese speakers, in the last session on public procurement issues in Brazil. We had so many fantastic participants in the Polish language sessions over the last couple of days. We heard from the EC this morning from Tiago that really there's really an interest in bringing on lots more countries, lots more participants on this NBS journey. So I really feel that we're only just beginning, and we'd like to ensure that enterprises and nature-based enterprises through the Connecting Nature Enterprise platform are connected, and we really work together to keep the momentum going and to show the kind of what's happening in our vibrant community out there. So speaking of prioritising jobs and enterprise creation, if it's okay at this stage, I might ask Gregors, as the representative of the Mayor of Poznan. Gregors, could I ask you for your perspective on this? Because Poznan, when we first came to Poznan, we were told that Poznan has this culture of entrepreneurship. So for us, it was natural that you took the lead on supporting nature-based entrepreneurship in our Connecting Nature project. What kind of measures, could I ask you just to sum up, do you think can help to boost nature-based entrepreneurship in Poznan?
Hello, I am here.
Perfect.
First of all, it was an honor for us to host such a big international event with over 1,000 registered participants. Of course, we would love to organize the summit in person and welcome all the participants in Poznan, but unfortunately, it is not possible due to the COVID pandemic. The summit was an important meeting when it comes to our city because it's interesting topic. Poznan is well known in Poland as a business spirit city, especially when it comes to development of small and medium enterprises. We are very much focused on innovation and mastering of specific skills. We would like to be up to date with the latest trends in our area of entrepreneurship, and that's why we want to practice in development of nature-based entrepreneurship, especially in current difficult times of climate crisis, COVID pandemic, and of course, economic slowdown. We focused very much on education and raising awareness. That's why organization of this event can be a great boost for development of nature-based entrepreneurship in our city. That's why I'm very happy that we hosted the event and that offered so many opportunities to explore, analyze, and debate the broad topic of nature entrepreneurship. I hope that the participants enjoy it and profit from its various workshops, sessions, and discussion.
Thank you, Grzegorz, and certainly from the messages coming through on chat, there is a huge amount of responses coming through with some great highlights. So hopefully we'll have a chance to share those with everybody afterwards. But could I ask you, what do you think the lasting impact of hosting the summit will be, and more broadly, the lasting impact of the Connecting Nature project for the city of Poznan? You've gone mute again.
Certainly, the summit in the Connecting Nature project gave us a very clear signal that nature-based solution and nature-based entrepreneurship can bring real money and have real economic consequences. We are all aware of the positive influence of nature-based solution on city, environment, and health of citizens. It's still not obvious that nature can inspire entrepreneurship, that, of course, with respect to nature, can contribute to economic growth and job creation in our city. This awareness can help to convince the decision makers that it's worth to invest in nature-based solutions. We are also looking forward, especially to a new period and into implementing structural funds in Poland, in our region, and our country, and to cooperation with private partners to be the boost for new nature-based investments.
Thank you, Grzegorz. And I think on behalf of everybody who participated, I would like to thank you so much to you and to the amazing Connecting Nature team, from Natalia, Agnieszka Osipiuk, Agnieszka Djibala, to Magda, for all those wonderful behind the scenes photographs, and for everybody who has been participating and organising this event in Poznan. It has really been tremendous, and we thank you so much for your support, and we look forward to returning perhaps and visiting your city beaches and joining you for a drink to celebrate what you have achieved here. And we continue to watch and see how your economic policymakers take up, I suppose, the challenge that you have laid down in the last couple of days. So thank you so much again. And now we'll
thank you very much, and event to Poznan, and I thank you my team, especially Natalia, Agnieszka, Kasia, and etc. This is a very great job today, and
yes,
yesterday, of course.
and over the last 4 years, and no doubt they will continue to do so over the coming years, also with the Urbact project. So if I could maybe now move over to Genk. So far, Peter Voss and Katrine and Meen on the team there have already starting to hatch some plans. We've heard about impact. We've heard about ice cream, we've heard about beer, but perhaps Toon, if I could welcome you to the stage, and if you could perhaps maybe tell us a little bit in more detail what we can expect from the summit in Genk. It's the last in our summit series, so we're hoping to go out very much on a high. What can we expect?
Well, thank you, Siobhan. I hope you hear me. I hope
Perfectly.
the sound is perfectly okay. Very glad to be joining you all in this very interesting session. Well, in Genk, we are really looking forward to welcoming you all in our small, but of course, very green city. And I could say, let us all pray that we can organize a physical congress or event and not a digital summit. Not that you're not doing a really good job right now, but I've been to the partner meeting in 2019 in Malaga, and I can say that it's very important when participants can walk through the city, talk to its inhabitants, smell and taste the community, really feel what the Connecting Nature program has changed for the local community. I think that is important. So I hope that that everyone can visit physical. Now, what can you expect in Genk on the 28th and 29th, and maybe a little bit on the 30th of April in 2022? We really want to look at this event from another angle. This will not be your classical conference or congress where you sit hours and hours listening to what always are, of course, very interesting speakers. We really plan to organize an original festival, not a music festival, of course, not a food festival, but a nature-based solutions festival. It will be an outdoor festival. What in a music festival is seen as stages, that will be our success stories that we want to show you all. And our stages will be spread throughout the nature of our city, going from one successful story using nature-based solutions, of course, to the next by foot or by bicycle. And the festival that we want to organize, the Nature-Based Solutions Festival that we will organize, will focus on two things, actually. If we look at the nature-based solutions as a concept, we want to ask ourselves the question, how did we use this concept in our city? Where did it work? What are successful stories? We really want to stay away from what we see as like the work behind the scenes, the processes, the procedures. They are very important, but we really want to show to all the participants very concrete successes working with nature-based solutions. First of all, of course, the successes that we booked in our city, Genk, but also we want to get you inspired by successes in our province, by example, Limburg, also Flanders. But like always, we also want to take a peek at what is happening in Europe on this subject matter. Secondly, we want to show you what the impact was. Of course, this will be a summit on impact and how to measure impact. And this, what is the impact of these successes? We will not be showcasing this impact in the sense of academic presentations with results and goals, but rather we want to show you the impact of these success stories, what impact they have on the real world, on the terrain, by talking to our citizens. And that means that there will be testimonials, of course, on what changed due to the implementation of nature-based solutions and what it really means for the people. And what is the impact on our city and on other cities throughout Europe? What is the impact on groups of citizens and so forth? So we really hope to be welcoming you all in April 2022 to our Nature-Based Solutions Festival, with an unusual program, as you have heard already, going from local artists, citizens, high-profile speakers, and maybe, why not, we are thinking about some nature-based solutions comedy. Why not? It will be an honor to be welcoming you all in Genk and celebrate the realizations of 5 years of connecting nature. And like you already said, Siobhan, if you have also some suggestions, of course, you can always put them in the chat so we can take them with us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Toon. That sounds very exciting. I have to say, I have visited Genk on a number of times at this stage, so I have seen your exemplar, the Steamer Valley, at various stages of development. So when you say we will take some bikes and go out along it, I hope we won't get stuck in as much mud as I did the last time. Can you promise us good weather? No?
No, we can promise good weather in Belgium. Yesterday it rained so much that the streets are flooded. Also there we need some nature-based solutions to cover that problem, of course, but I cannot promise you good weather, Siobhan. I'm sorry.
But you can promise us a very exciting outdoor route, which I think is great. And at least now I think there will be more developed bicycle paths, so there mightn't be as much mud. So even if it is raining, we will be able to go along our way quite easily. Look, it sounds really exciting. We love this concept of a festival. It's really a celebration of the last 4 years of, or by that stage it will be into the final month of the project, and really an opportunity for all of our Connecting Nature partners and our wider network to come together. And we know already that the European Commission are very interested in in coming down en masse and using this experience to get really immersed with a nature-based solution and to really understand the impact at first hand that it has for people and citizens, because that is what this is all about. So we're really, really looking forward to that, and thank you for whetting our appetite there. So there we are. We are into the last couple of minutes. So thank you all again for participating, and that brings us to the end of our closing session. Once again, I would like to express my thanks to the Mayor of Poznan, Jacek Jaśkowiak, for welcoming us so warmly yesterday. I would like to thank Grzegorz Kaminski for closing today, to Toon van Dorsen for giving us a little bit of anticipation for what's coming up next year for us in Genk. And Natalia, before I wrap up, do you have any final words before I officially say goodbye and wish everybody a good afternoon?
Yes, certainly. This is the best moment to thank to everyone who made this summit happen. So first of all, I would like to thank to my team colleagues, to Agnieszka O, Agnieszka D, Magda, Dominika, Katarzyna, and who worked like tirelessly for the last months, and to our directors who supported us. And of course, we had the enormous support from the Horizon NUA and our guarding angel, Isabel, from Fiona, Esme, and of course, the Trinity College inspirational leads. And of course, we had the support from all of the colleagues from the Connecting Nature Partnership family who organized, supported our sessions. We are really, really thankful for that. And certainly a great thanks goes to the Davis Events team who enabled this summit to happen virtually. So thank you very much to everyone.
Thank you, Natalia. I'm sure you're relieved now to go forth into the sunshine of Poznan with your team and celebrate this success.
No, it's actually raining today, but now I can see some sun is coming, so maybe it's the good sign.
Excellent. I think Genk maybe sent it your way to get you acclimatized. Okay, yeah, fantastic. Yeah. Well, look, everybody, it's been fabulous. Thank you so much for your participation. Thank you so much for the comments that are coming through. A very special shout out to this is a summit about enterprises, so I think it's very fitting that in one of our last sessions, one of the spin-off enterprises from the Connecting Nature project was launched. So congratulations to Dimitra, Tom, and all of the team in Empath who have launched, I believe, officially today in the last session with an enterprise who is looking at an arts-based approaches to supporting nature-based solutions evolve. And the Sarajevo process developed with our city of Sarajevo is one of the kind of initial, I suppose, products of that company. And congratulations also to Paula and Paulina, who I know are working closely with Dimitra and Tom in developing that company. So we wish you every success. And it's just one of the many exciting concepts and enterprises that we've had pitching over the last couple of days. I'm just seeing here the comments coming through that it is really inspiring, and it's great to see that the US are jealous of what's happening in Europe, and that we're really taking a leadership position in this very important area of supporting and growing nature-based entrepreneurship as an alternative economic approach for development in the future. So with that, I would like to thank you all and say goodbye from Poznan. It's been great. Thank you all, and we look forward to seeing you. Save the date in your calendars, the 28th and the 29th of April. We'll see you hopefully in person in Genk to visit the Steamer Valley in person and really enjoy seeing the impact that NatureBased Solutions have created for the citizens of Genk. We'll see you there. Take care, everybody. Thank you. Bye-bye.